Imagine winning life-changing money because you watched this entire video and implemented all the instructions we gave you to win in week 4. Welcome back. This is Joe Pepe of Touchdowns and Triple Plays, and I want to help you win money in week 4. So we have a few players here that could do that for you, and make sure you pay attention all the way to the end because the very last player will give you the advantage over 99% of the players in fantasy football. No, just not in one league, in the entire universe. 99% of the players you'll beat if you use this one guy in your lineups in week 4. So let's talk about our very first player, and that would be Anthony Richardson. And we're talking about a quarterback who is a Konami code style quarterback. Now, he did miss last week due to the concussion, but he's back. He's practicing full. He's going to start Sunday versus the Los Angeles Rams. And this game has the ability to be a sneaky shootout because we have a guy like Anthony Richardson who is first in fantasy points per dropback. He's 5th in carries for a quarterback. He is 1st in red zone carries. He is 4th in rushing yards. All this man does is run the ball, so he gives us a safe floor. But he's in a matchup where this could just add points on points on points on a team that uses a lot of no huddle. And when they get down there, they use him. He has the 3 rushing touchdowns already this year with 10 rushing attempts in the first game. And if he didn't get hurt in game 2, he already had 17.7 points in the first half against those Houston Texans. Anthony Richardson provides us the safe floor, but he also provides us that boom style of week because you need to look at him like Jalen Hurts 2 seasons ago, where you knew you were getting that 17 to 21 points automatically just because he ran the ball. Now, all he needs to do is take that running, put a little bit of passing on top of it, and we're going to be good to go. And here's how you want to do quarterbacks when it comes to lineups like DraftKings and FanDuel and things like that. You want to find the under in a game that is going to be close. Well, this is a 1-point spread. This is as close as it could physically get for Vegas. So you want to get that quarterback in a close spread who's going to have to move the ball. And this is what the Colts do. They have no huddle. They move the ball. Yes, Zach Moss is a part of it, but when they get down there, Anthony Richardson, when he's healthy, is the banger back. And he's going to throw the ball. He's going to run the ball, and he's going to help you break the slate from the quarterback position. Because like I said, when you have a quarterback that is 5th in carries, 1st in red zone carries, 4th in rushing yards, already has 3 rushing touchdowns, and almost had 20 points in one half before getting injured in week 2. Imagine a full game. You're on pace for 40 points in week 2. This is the week where he's going to reach it now. Our second player is Javonte Williams, and the reason why we like him is because he's cheap in a good game environment. And that's what you kind of want to look at a back. Does he have opportunity? Well, Javonte Williams has double-digit carries and 3 targets in every game this season, and that's surprising coming off of the injury, but they're already using him, which means that as he gets healthier, he's going to ramp up more and more for your lineup. Now, he gets the perfect matchup. And when it comes to running backs in DraftKings and in fantasy football, what you really want to do is just look at the matchup. It's very simple. At running back, it's not as much talent needed. You just need to have a little bit of vision and face a really good matchup. Well, the matchup is against the Chicago Bears, who have allowed the 10th most rushing yards this season. That's not all. They have allowed the 4th most rushing touchdowns, the 2nd most receiving yards to running backs, and the 1st most receiving touchdowns to running backs. All of these stats combined have made them the 2nd easiest matchup because they allowed the 2nd highest amount of fantasy points per game to the running back. This is a pretty simple one. Russell Wilson is just not Russell Wilson anymore. So this offense is going to lean on the running backs, and Javonte Williams has that type of talent. And if you're using him in DraftKings, he's $5,500. He allows you to pay up elsewhere for people like Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson. But Javonte Williams versus the Chicago Bears, you have to think of the game script. And here's what Denver Broncos want to do. They want to run the ball. They want to play strong enough defense to sack and confuse Justin Fields. That's going to happen. Yes, they just got demolished, for lack of a better word, by the Miami Dolphins. But that's not Javonte Williams' problem. All we need him to do is to get those double-digit carries and 3 to 5 targets. And if he hits pay dirt once, we're breaking the slate with his price. Since you hung around with us so long, let me give you those players, those 3 players that could beat 99% of fantasy lineups this week, to be that sneaky dart throw to help you put a lot of cash in your pocket. And we are talking about Logan Thomas, Cole Turner, and Tanner Hudson. Yes, Tanner Hudson. Stay tuned because that's one where you're like, who the hell is he? I'll explain it. But we have Logan Thomas and Cole Turner first. And the easiest way to explain how to use them is if Logan Thomas is healthy, you use him. If he's scratched, if he's inactive, if he's not going to play the game, you go to Cole Turner. Both of these tight ends get used in the system. In week 2, Logan Thomas had 11 targets. In week 3, Cole Turner had 7. Well, they're going up against my Philadelphia Eagles, who could not stop a tight end to save their life because we have allowed the 4th most receptions to tight ends. We have allowed the 3rd most yards to tight ends. We're allowing the most touchdowns to tight ends and giving up the 2nd most fantasy points per game to the position. We struggle with tight end. As good as Reed Blankenship is looking, our linebackers are struggling a little bit, and they're struggling covering that position. So we're in week 4. It is no longer a blip on the radar. It is a trend, and you have to research the trend and follow it. And this is a very simple one on a game that people think will be a blowout. We might get a little bit here that just says, like, okay, garbage time plus a bad matchup, perfect tight end. But let's talk about my guy, the one guy that could probably win you a lineup, especially if the guy above him is out. If Irv Smith is out, you have to use Tanner Hudson. Right now, he is 0.3% rostership percentage across the board. And that's just such massive leverage against everybody. He's 2,500 on DraftKings. And if Irv Smith is out, they have him and Drew Sample. And if you watched the Monday night game last week, they were using him more than Drew Sample. At $2,500, he allows you to go get people like Davante Adams, like Tyreek Hill, like Kyron Williams, maybe pay up a quarterback. He allows so much flexibility in your lineup that he is somebody that you truly need. Yes, imagine a lineup with Anthony Richardson, slate breaker. Then you get Javonte Williams, slate breaker. Then you could just pile in on that Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills game and swing it back to Tanner Hudson. Your lineup has the opportunity for 200 points. And if your lineup has the opportunity for 200 points, you have the opportunity to pad your pockets and make a ton of money in week 4.